So if you're watching this video, you are obviously a creator that is either creating content currently, has thought about creating content, contemplated it for the past year, and has barely published anything, or maybe you haven't published anything at all. Or you're one of those people, one of those creators, because I'm one of those creators that creates content for short spurts of time. Like you'll go on like a 15-day streak of creating content, and then all of a sudden that's it. You start overthinking the content you're making, you start watching other people's content and realize that your content is not as good as their content. But the thing is, the reason your content isn't as good as their content is because you're not allowing yourself to become good. You're basically blocking yourself from even progressing. One way that I've really changed my perspective on creating content this year specifically is you need to understand that everything is a level, right? If you're starting, you always start at level 1 with whatever you do. And let's say I'm going to use RuneScape as an analogy. Let's say the max level you can get to is 99. If you start at level 1, you have to slowly generate XP by continuously training that skill to get to level 2 and then to get to level 3. And to get to from level 1 to level 10, you can do that in a day because the XP required to excel to that level is very low. But as you start progressing and as you start leveling up, the XP bar, it increases. So to get from level 92 to 99, it's going to take you the same exact amount of effort it took you to get from level 1 to level 92. So you have to understand that the people that you're comparing yourself to, who are essentially your mentors, right? You're learning from these people because you're consuming their content. And these are the people that are inspiring you to create content. You're, instead of using them as a mentor and as a guide, you're comparing yourself to their level of success, which is preventing you from even starting. So one thing you need to get comfortable with is talking about your expertise. And the way you do that is by not talking to the people who are levels ahead of you. You're talking to the people who are, maybe 2 years behind or maybe 20 levels behind you. And those people aren't watching the mentors that you're watching because they haven't yet faced the problems that you're facing at your level. So you need to just understand that there's always a version of yourself that is looking, or an old version of yourself that is looking for information that you now have. And that's the person that you're talking to. That's how you create content. And that's how you basically create this knowledge base that you're continuously feeding, which is your social media content. Because today, for example, I'm making a video around why you just need to start creating content and what's preventing you from creating content. But in a year from now, I'm probably going to look back on this video and be like, you had a lot to learn. If that's not the case, then I have not progressed. So, creating these perfect scenarios that we all do as creators where, you think you need the perfect camera, you need to have the perfect office setup, right? You need to have the perfect mic. Maybe there's a course that you're taking that you think you need to finish before you start positioning yourself as an expert. The way you position yourself as an expert is by just talking about the topics that you're currently studying, because you're always going to be a student. But again, you're at a different level than the people that you are learning from. So instead of comparing yourself to the people that are mentoring you, you need to understand that these people are teaching you how to level up. And it's your job to take that information that you have learned from them and distribute it by creating. And now you're going to be talking to people who are levels below you and can use this information to level up and get to your level. And as you do this, you're basically leaving these instances that are teaching other people who are trying to get to your level as you continue to level up. So you leave an instance at level 20, and now you've just created content. And the next video you make, you're at level 21. And then the next video you make, you're still at level 21. And the next video you make, you might have just jumped 2 levels. Now you're at level 23. But there's somebody at an earlier stage that is now picking up this information and using that information to progress. You really just need to start. That's really what it all comes down to. And the reason I am making this video right now is because this is the phase that I have currently found myself in, where this entire year I've been learning from people who are levels ahead of me, but I've been comparing myself and my success to their success. But if I look back 2 years to where I was, right? This information I have right now could have helped me get right here significantly faster. So you just need to create and, stop trying to have the perfect scenario before you get started. You just need to start.